should always expect a knockout, you know? Don't ever not expect a knockout from Keith One-Time Thurman.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. I'm coming back from a christening right now. Ade is sick, so we're going to try and give you an additional...
But we still do it.
Yeah, we still do it. No matter what, wherever we go, whatever we do, we're going to try and give you as much boxing information as always. So let's start right now with...
Carl Froch vacating.
Carl Froch vacating, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Expected?
Yeah, definitely expected.
We all thought it was going to happen along those lines.
Yeah.
Still world champion, makes no difference to me.
Isn't it?
Yeah, makes no difference.
But in saying that, let's not forget, he got the regular belt.
Yeah.
Andre Ward's got the super belt. So really, in terms of what we normally go on in terms of, well, you know, we don't count the belts. Yeah. Do we give Froch a pass?
No, it's not giving Froch a pass. Look, under anyone's circumstances, he's no worse than the second best super middleweight in the world.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
arguably number one. Really. Andre Ward's been active for like 2.5 years. He's arguably number one.
Exactly. So even without the belts, you are the champion. Yeah. Sometimes certain fighters reach a certain level where the belts don't really make them.
Yeah.
So
Froch is that level now.
I think Froch is that level now where he's a draw. I mean, he's come to the end of his career. The belts aren't really irrelevant. He wants to cash out on a big payday, which seems to be not Chavez.
Look at you.
Not Chavez.
He thinks it's his fucking 50-year-old friend Hopkins.
Yeah, it could be Bernard Hopkins.
Is that big enough cash out though?
They're talking Nottingham as well, possibly. Now, there's been talk back and forth because Froch was on it midweek. Then he's kind of said a statement after saying he would get no credit for beating Hopkins because he's 50.
Bernard Hopkins has come back.
So I said, look, don't chicken out now.
Yeah.
You know.
They're both cashing out, aren't they?
They are both cashing out. You've got to look at it in the terms of business perspective. If you come to the end of your career, you want the biggest possible paydays or the type of events that will capitalise that general interest. Yeah. You don't want to be on a domestic card, or the headline of a domestic card, which really goes nowhere.
I don't like the idea of Hopkins cashing out against two big hitters though, two big punchers. And yes, I know Hopkins makes the 175 easy. Yes, I know he can make 168 as he always says he can, but he is coming down to 168. So he's making weight at 50. Let's work that out.
Yeah, you're right.
You're making weight at 50 years old, and you're coming against a notorious tough guy like Carl Froch. Okay. I don't like that.
No, okay. Personally, if it was honestly, I wouldn't want my uncle or anyone in my family fighting or doing these type of things at 50 years old. Yeah, but from Hopkins' perspective, and just when you got to look from the fighter's perspective, I've never been knocked out. Yeah. I've barely been dropped a few times in my career. Yeah. I'm still before the COVID fight, people were still counting me as a borderline top 10 pound fighter in the world.
You were.
Yeah. Not people were. everyone had him top 15.
Oh yeah.
The point I'm making is that he has got no reason to retire. They always say you got to make the old fighters retire. Someone's got.
I look at this as a good fight for Hopkins in terms of, like you say, ticking all those boxes. I look at Froch in terms of, I'd rather see Froch against other people. You mentioned Kovalev there, Andre Ward rematch, GGG, Chavez. I'd rather see those fights. Okay. On the flip side, Degale
versus Darrell.
Oh my god!
And if that's an 0-2, I don't even want press passes. I'm buying a ticket. I want to go there for the fun of it. Seriously, like the way it's supposed to be. The way it's supposed to be. I tell you what, that me and Ali's been to loads of fights. Yeah, it's not. People say, "Oh, you guys got press passes." It's not that fun, is it? Is it really fun?
It's not, because you're working.
Yeah, you don't get to see the fights, you don't get to enjoy it, you can't really
You're more working, you're typing.
You're typing, taking your notes, filming, running backstage. It's not, you don't get to feel the whole show. If this fight goes off Darrell versus Groves, Darrell versus Degale, I am there. As a paying fan, I can't wait.
The only loser in Froch vacating the belt right now is Degale, and I mean this in a way that I think Froch would. I mean, Degale would have been Froch. I think that could have been Froch's hardest fight. When you lose Froch and then they say, okay, you're probably going to be fighting Darrell next. I think that's a hell of a tough fight. Is it a winnable fight? Of course it is. Degale's a great boxer, but for my market, for my reckoning, Darrell, I said, was the only person I thought could have given war problems at 168. And so for Degale to be fighting him, it's a tough fight. Tough ask to win that title.
You got to look at it like this, though, yeah. for Degale, it's a tough loss for him. They always say to be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Yeah.
When you get a vacant title, it never really has that polish on it like we're beating the champion.
Yeah.
And
very true.
And Degale wants to beat the man. Say, look, I beat the champion. I was beat a possible Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He wants to say that, and I'm trying to say it's kind of flip side to when Froch was calling out Kawasaki, and Kawasaki said, look, I'm past you. I'm doing it. I want to cash out. The same thing when he had his Hopkins fight and Roy Jones fight, and he done his own thing. Same thing.
Similar.
Now, and Froch was chasing him and begging, like, come on, please, please, please. Now it's reversal of roles, and you know, that's the game.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It is. We're not going to talk about Darrell, because that's a whole nother video.
Okay.
So I don't want to go into
let's stick with the Darrells though right now, because now Anthony has been told he can have a voluntary, and then he has to fight Groves.
Stupid decision.
Which means Groves is going to get his title shot by latest in the summer. He got his voluntary by mid-April.
Early May, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then they said he has to fight. I understand that a bit, but when his fight against Beaker was in August, I'm sorry, you should have had your mandatory already. I mean, done. Your mandatory should have been in January. As it should have been. Why are they giving him a chance to have a Basically, they're trying to say that
there was no reason for him not to fight. I don't know about no injuries or.
There was no injuries. I remember watching the Beaker fight. It wasn't a brutal fight. It wasn't a tough war. It was in fact a very boring fight. And I feel sorry for Groves. I mean, Groves got to have another risky fight in between, and. For Groves, every time I see Groves fighting, I'm worried for him.
No, same man. Yeah, Groves. They say some fighters once they're knocked out, they're never the same. Yeah. He looks vulnerable.
Every single fight.
He looks vulnerable.
Even against Mama's boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Why on earth? Why on earth is Andy Lee fighting Peter Quillin for the middleweight title?
Money. That's all it comes down to.
Right, next.
Yeah. It comes down to money. But here's the thing about Peter Quillin is a total idiot. I guarantee someone proved to me that he makes more than 1.4 million, more than 1.4 million for this fight.
Impossible, yeah.
Impossible. It's never going to happen, yeah. Peter Quillin's previous highest payday was estimated to be something like around 320,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guarantee he'll no longer being the champion, not having the belt. Yeah. I guarantee he gets less than that for this fight, and or not less, equivalent. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, he's the A side of this fight. But just about, he's a very weak A side.
Okay,
I don't know. You know what? It made me laugh. He put tweets out there and he done a video saying, "I told you so. This is why I vacate." And I'm thinking, "Told you so what? What have you told us?" Wait, so you vacated? He fought Cop Robert, now you fight him. Okay. What?
I've joined you with the hate of Peter Quillin.
Just about joining me.
Yeah, I'm joining. Yeah. I really hope Lee lands that one hit quitter on him, please. I hope he does. Seriously, I'm not about Quillin's delusional. Okay, I said previously, he's talented. He's got skill. He's got
very
power.
Talented,
and nothing's wrong with him, but he's
very talented.
His mouth is really, really irritating me now. And the whole talk about him and Ali, I like. Oh, forget it.
I don't understand the law to win back a title that you threw away in the bin.
Yeah.
If it was another title, I'd get it. If it was the IBF, I'm very confused as to what's going on here.
And then in Fury's going to come to a two-time world champion.
What I don't like as well was Frank Warren and them lot have released a statement saying that Billy Joe Saunders allowed or accepted. No, he hasn't. Billy Joe Saunders was furious. I was on a Twitter feed with him when I was going to going against Jermain, Peter Quillin, and he kind of left tweets there saying, "Peter Quillin, mind your effing business, blah blah blah. It's my turn. Look, I know he gets good step aside money, and I think he fights on the card as well. Very well and good.
They can get an opponent that they could all, which is what's the word?
Which is television worthy.
TV companies want to fight if it's something they'll take. If not, they give you like 3 opponents, you've got to choose one of those 3.
I just feel sorry for him because after the Chris Eubank fight, he deserves the world title.
All I would say to Billy Joe as a little, a little smile on your face is that you just got free money. You still got to fight, and you still got free money in your pocket where you don't have to do nothing for. You know what I mean?
The worst thing though, yes, he is a mandatory, but we know what America's like. Yeah. If Peter Quillin does win that belt stays there, and it gets mixed up with the Al Heyman fighters. They're talking about Daniel Jacobs possibly after already. Yeah. I think it gets lost again.
It's crazy. It's totally crazy. I've got something quite real crazy. I think because I'm not gonna go to the full story. Don King has to pay Andre Rybicki $1.5 million
for what?
For the cancellation of the Gilmero Jones and Alex Lebedev fight.
Wow.
The United States District Court basically cut all the legal stuff and all the little bits and bobs. Ultimately, they've held him accountable for Gilmero Jones' failed drug test. That is disgusting for the sport.
So what they're trying to say that he
ultimately
gave him the drugs or what?
Ultimately, Duncan Promotions. Ultimately, because he's their fighter, he took the drugs. He had to pay the money back what was given in escrow and fees and all the other stuff was going on. Everything happened. All the promotion stuff before the fight.
Yeah.
Don King's now been accountable for.
It's disgusting, but I also understand how it works. I mean, look, we were talking off subject. We were talking about UFC, and we're trying to say, look, there's fighters that failed drug tests before the fight, and the fight still goes ahead. Yeah. And I almost feel like boxing getting a bit like that, where fighters are failing drug tests, but they're letting it go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
I get your point. Yeah. No, I think yes. Okay, money has been lost.
Yeah.
So someone's out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why should it be Don King?
I understand that. Yeah. But Don King's out of pocket as well. Because he's a promoter as well, so he has to have money involved in. Regardless, who wants to share the purse space, he's got promotional interest in the whole fight. If your fighter does something totally off the record, you're not accountable for him. If Gorilla George went out and bloody killed someone, would you blame Don King for it? Because he's a promoter.
No,
you can't blame someone for their own individual things. So yes, you could dispute what happened and what Tal made out, but 1.5 million is a hell of a lot of money. I don't care if you're Don King or not. I don't care who you are. You don't give away 1.5 million just for Gary Shaw leaves Rock Nation.
No surprise whatsoever.
No,
I'm not surprised. I was shocked when Gary Shaw joined Rock Nation.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised, but what I don't get now is how Brian Jennings stayed, and it's going to be this Al Heyman manager advisor thing. We're going to see it number part 2.
Even though it's separate, Jennings was saying I'm still in Rock Nation fighter.
How can it be a Rock Nation fighter when he's signed to Gary Shaw?
All that means is that as soon as whatever happens when his contract expires with Shaw, he's bouncing.
It's really bad. And if he loses brutally, which I think he might against Vladimir Klitschko, I guarantee him when he goes back to Gary Shaw. Tail wagging between his legs.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Few little bits here. Fury taking slight digs at Anthony Joshua.
Notice that. Good. That's a very good one. I didn't have that in my head. Where's that come from?
I do not know.
Honestly, something's going. I don't know if they're trying. I like a little beef between heavyweights. But I was a bit shocked when I saw it as well.
Yeah. I think the Furies are getting a little stick this week because also David Price took a couple slide digs at Tyson Fury, saying if the Klitschko fight don't come along, well, I'm waiting here. Like, is there something going around the Fury camp?
I think that as good as they are, and this is the Furies and the whole camp, they need to start calling out people.
Yeah,
they're not getting the fights they really want, and maybe they need to do a bit of trash talking.
Yeah,
maybe they need to, not just fight time, but in and around fights, start naming out and calling out names again. That's what kind of gets the crowd buzzing. They realise it does work. They are good at talking, so why not? And I like the idea of a young Hugh Fury that most people have forgotten about. So this is the way to get him back in the limelight, calling out the guy that is in the limelight now, that's Anthony Joshua. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, not bad idea. I missed this one actually. Just back to the Floyd Pacquiao thing quickly. You hear some Bob Arum, but everyone's saying this whole thing is really Bob Arum's fault.
Yeah.
Have you heard that Bob saying the first time because this has been done, everything's been done, when HBO and Showtime both said that they have not got no agreement for the TV deal yet, as of yet, and Arum saying he has got a TV deal. Was maybe we were right all along saying that Arum is the guy that's spoiling it? Because even bloody Todd DeBooth on Fight Up said, Bob is talking a little reckless.
I think there is something.
I always thought it was 50-50, like, it's just bargaining chips.
Yeah.
But when your whole team's saying, guess what? Shut your mouth.
I don't want to be ageist here, because I might come across a bit ageist.
See now.
Yeah, how old is Bob Arum?
I think, no joke, I think he's 85.
85 years old. So he's seen a lot, but sometimes even at that age, the new breed are coming through, and the way you do stuff, in terms of, you might say, I done Ali and I done all this, maybe that's not the way it works now.
Yeah.
And I sometimes feel like, look at the people that have left him recently. Chavez has gone, Cotto's gone. It's no joke. He's losing people as well. And I think sometimes the way he does stuff might be a bit old school, and the new school way isn't the way that works. I'm sorry, it is the way that works. I kind of thought maybe Bob Arum is kind of being left behind a bit.
I've got one bit. I know you don't want to talk about this dude, but just as let no, it is a fact of the week. Jermain Taylor stripped of his title.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind not talking about Jermain Taylor. Jermain Taylor being stripped is a good news for boxing. What I guess is it? I don't know. Does that mean he's not fighting again? I'd rather someone tell me Jermain Taylor is banned from fighting than Jermain Taylor.
Do you want to hear the joke about it though? Is that if he doesn't go to prison and he's declared mentally well, he must be sued someone to get that title back.
And he should really,
because he said, "I stripped me for no reason. You stripped me before." I'm not defending Jermain Taylor, but you can say you stripped me before I was proven guilty or done anything to say I've had an altercation. I've had maybe a few medical tests, whatever, but I haven't felt nothing. You strip me automatically. That's
Was he not stripped because of a time he has to defend the belt or anything like that?
No.
Actually, he couldn't have been. He's only just bloody won the belt from Sam Solomon.
No.
Amir Khan put out a tweet saying fight Cotto at 155.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
I'm not joking. That's gone off Twitter like you know how many people. I mean, I like Amir Khan. I mean, we'll talk about the interview I done with him yesterday. I tweeted, "Don't be silly," and you know, I got some stick from it.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, there's a limit to who you call out. And to me, calling out Miguel Cotto, yes, Miguel Cotto is not the fastest. He's not as flat-footed as Carl Froch, for heaven's sake, but he's not the fastest. Sometimes speed does kill, but it doesn't mean Mayweather can bloody call out Vladimir Klitschko sometimes. You know what I mean?
No, it's not even that. I think Khan's kind of earned his shot at the
Calling out those guys.
top of 147.
Yeah.
This is the 160 champ. Show some respect, more that.
Yeah.
That's what I see it. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Like, Khan's just got from 140. Where he had a couple struggles.
Yeah.
He's made a good statement at 147 with Virgil Hunter, but what middleweight title against 155? Nah.
Yeah, and I think someone put out there recently and said, like, yeah, they're both the kind of the same size that Cotto could fight at.
No, yeah.
I agree that, but
Yeah.
Cotto hasn't muscled his way up to 155. What I mean by that, he's not gone to the gym to bulk up. Khan has almost bulked up a bit. Khan's got a lot of muscle, and
Cotto's just over time. He's a man in his mid-30s. He can't weigh 140.
He can't do it. He said he can't do it. So it's not going to happen. They also mentioned, I spoke to Khan's advisor yesterday, and he mentioned in terms of options out there for Khan, if Khan doesn't get the Mayweather fight, which they're going to, he thinks announced tomorrow who gets the Mayweather fight, options are Timothy Bradley, Marcus Maidana, and Manuel Marquez. Who would you like to see him fight of those three?
I think it's always good to fight your peers. He's already beat Madonna. Marquez is obviously an era past him. Go fight Bradley. Bradley's the one that it has meaning for him right now.
Agreed.
And in all honesty, Bradley hasn't looked particularly great in recent times.
Why are you being kind? Bradley's looked shit.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't looked great. I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? So this is a fight where Bradley will gladly take the B side.
There's almost that massive chase for who is the third best welterweight, and it's almost like 7 guys are going for it. I don't know who the third best is.
I'm not being bad. Regardless of his wins, I don't think I can count Bradley's the third or the fourth best welterweight by far.
Maidana, I guess, right now, most people have Maidana.
Yeah, I'll put. So I won't take no names because we're no controversy. But there's some other guys at the lower half of the top 10s that I think will lay down on Bradley.
Furman.
I'm not saying nothing.
Furman. Yeah, you love Furman. You love Furman. That's a light skin thing. It must be a light skin thing. Oh boy. Anything else you got to say?
Kell Brook's got a shot at Bradley as well, I reckon.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Really quick, we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
You know this from me, because Kell Brook's got this mandatory against
Jojo Dan. It don't
is that
sound
his name?
good.
Jojo Dan.
Yeah,
Jojo Dan.
Jojo Dan, Joe whatever.
He wins that fight. No one's gonna be calling him.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that. Look at it. Or know something I'm trying to say. Kell Brook is a balanced boxer puncher.
Yeah, I agree.
Very focused, very level setting. I was very critical of Kell Brook because he said he ain't put no in the top 10. He wasn't doing certain things, but he's proved he's of that level now. Bradley has, in my opinion, has clearly regressed over time. I think it's a very good fight.
I think Bradley struggles against a lot of people on this side, and I put Porter in there as well.
Yeah.
And then he struggles. Porter would be a great fight. Bradley Porter.
Yeah, and another thing like with Bradley as well. Again, this is not trying to say Bradley. Bradley is so muscular, set at the weight, and it's not natural. It's not his natural size. It looks like muscle weight, gym weight. And I don't think it's good for him.
Porter's opponent was announced recently. I can't remember who it was though. For the life of me, I can't remember who. Remember, I said that Porter's going to struggle to get fights.
Yeah,
because when I title, no one's going to want to fight him.
Yeah,
it says a lot about it.
There we go.
All right, so that's it. That's this week in boxing, guys. Look, see, I'm ill, as you can see. Come on, I am better looking than this. Ryan's coming back from a christening. It's late, and he still comes to do this. That's this week in boxing. We still try and give it to you. Remember, email your thoughts to us at
boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk, on Twitter at boxtalkuk, and on Instagram at boxtalk_1.
There you go. And don't forget to subscribe. I think, what did I say? 2,000 before March.
Stop being greedy.
Yeah, well, kind of. I mean, other boxing channels that aren't as good as us have got huge numbers. Ego.